Hey guys, Pat Murphy from Waco, Texas, and today I want to talk about the why behind the what, and the what is some opportunities that Home Base is presenting to you to be a part of some groups. One is the monthly coaching call groups. Second, the roundtable groups. As far as I know, everyone has had the opportunity to be a part of a coaching group, and I've heard great things. Secondly, the roundtable group, we have one up and running and one is coming kind of in a pre-launch phase right now. So hang on if you've raised your hand for that, it's coming. Now, what those experiences are, they're based on, both of them are based on a timeless practice called peer learning. Now, peer learning is really just when individuals gather around topics of interest and there's a common desire to learn and to grow and to help each other learn and grow. In those environments, learning and growth seem to take place at an accelerated rate. So very effective without a doubt. Now, why do we do that? Well, number one is the practicals are almost obvious and yet bear repeating. Number one, you get in an environment where you're going to learn from one another. You're going to see people, hear from people that are on the path a little further down than you are, who have tried things you're about to try. They can help you get out of ditches that you've gotten yourself into or prevent you from getting into a ditch because they've experienced things that you haven't. So the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience of life and of leading are powerful, sharing best practices. So all of those very meaningful, practical aspects are super important. I believe that perhaps the most important reason to gather in groups of peers is because of the emotional wind in the sails that happens. The reality is when you ascend in leadership and become the leader of an organization, an entity, a business, or whatever, your peer group has disappeared, no pun intended, it's gone. So within your team, within your organization, you have friends, you have coworkers, you have teammates, you have other leaders, but you don't have a peer because no one is carrying the load the way you carry it. No one is shouldering the responsibility and the stewardship of the whole thing, the bottom line responsibility, etc. And you carry it differently than anyone else can really understand unless they've walked in your moccasins, which is what happens in a peer group. They've all walked in your moccasins, they're just doing it in a different place with different teammates, but they are living your life. So that emotional support is invaluable. As a leader, you're going to find yourself lonely, isolated, or overwhelmed at some point in time on a regular basis. So those emotions are going to lead to a couple of questions. Number one, am I crazy? Number two, will I make it? So to the first question, yes, you're crazy. To do what you've been called to do, and actually you have said yes to that calling, requires a little bit of crazy. Pioneers, trailblazers have always been and forever will be a little crazy because they're willing to do things that other people simply aren't. So crazy's okay. Now, will I make it? The very fact that you're asking that question means that you need an answer to come from the external world, not from within you because it's not there, hence the question. So I can tell you that when you gather together, you're going to hear from your peers, yes, you're going to make it, we're going to help you, I have been where you are, you will get through this, trust me, you've got what it takes, you're in the right place, you're doing the right things, just hang in there. It's about perseverance, it's about continuing to push through the challenging circumstances so your peers come around you and they give you an emotional lift that otherwise you would not be able to avail yourself of. So the why behind the what. We want you in peer groups. So this is my encouragement to you to recommit, to make it a priority in your calendar, in your life, and then when you're there to give yourselves fully to it, to help each other, to love one another, and to see the why behind the what and experience it yourself. Hey, we love you guys. We're proud of you. So thankful for what you're doing all over the country, all over the world. You're making a difference. And yes, you will make it. And yes, you're crazy. We love you.